Hi, this is Mr. Urrego, and today we're going to find an equation of a line that goes through points -8, -1 and 9, 9 in standard form. Okay, so they're specifying what form they want it. So let's find out what the standard form is. So the standard form is when an equation is written as 8x plus by equals c. So that's the standard form of an equation. A, B, and C are any numbers. So the real variables here are x and y. A, B, and C, any numbers. Alright? Now, how do I get from here all the way to there? So the idea is that you have 2 points, so you can start two different ways. The only way to get to standard form is by going through slope intercept form first, or by going through PointSlope first. Either one of them, and then you can get to standard form. So in our case, I guess we're gonna do it, let's practice using the PointSlope form. Okay, it's not very common, but let's practice it. So I'm gonna get it to here, PointSlope form. So let me erase the slope intercept form, which we practice a lot. All right, maybe we do another example. Now, to write it in PointSlope form, I need my slope. Is it given? No, only 2 points are given. And then I need a value for y1 and a value for x1. x1y is any point. I have 2, so I can choose either one of them to replace x1, y1. All right, so that's given. What's not given is my slope. Therefore, I need to find the slope using those 2 points. Let's find the slope. So find the slope, which is m. Now the formula for m: y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Right? That's your formula. Now, if you notice, I need 2 points to do that. 2 points are given. Let's label. Always label. So the first value is x, the second value is y, x, and y. Either one of them could be your first point. Either one of them could be your second point. Me, I always use 1, 1, 2, 2. First point, second point. Just a notation. Get used to something. All right? So you practice all the time the same way. Let's plug it back in. Y2 minus y1. Y2, 9 minus y1. Oh, but y1 is also negative. So I'll put a parenthesis to be careful. Over x2 minus x1. x2 minus x1. Oh, but x1 is also negative. So I put a parenthesis. What's happening with those negatives? 2 negatives give you a positive. Negative times negative give you a positive. Therefore, what you have technically here is you're saying 9 plus 1. 2 negatives give you a positive, so negative times negative is plus. So 9 plus 1 is 10. On the bottom, 9 minus negative 8 is the same as 9 plus 8, which is 17. Okay, and that's your slope. All right, we're doing great. We said that we're going to use the PointSlope formula. All right, so I have my slope, and we said that we can use either one of the 2 points to be replaced by x1 and y1. All right, if you notice, I label x1, y1 my first point, but those are negatives. The other ones are positives. I'd rather use the positive, so I'm going to bring that one over here. I want to bring 9, 9. Doesn't matter which point you use, the answer is going to be the same. So this is going to be x1 and this is going to be y1. All right, now let's bring that equation. So y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. All right, y minus y1. y1 is 9, so we're good. M, 10 over 17 multiply x minus x1, which is 9. And we're doing great. Okay, so technically I'm done writing the PointSlope formula. Okay, And I said this is your first step to get to standard form. So we need to get from here to standard form. Let's analyze what the standard form is. Standard form is basically having your x and your y on one side of the equal sign. X and y on one side. Is that what you have over here? Not really. So we got to do some kind of math, algebra steps in order for us to get x and y on the same side, the numbers in the other side. Whatever constants you get, your c is going to be a constant. 5, 4, 3, 20, negative, any number on the other side. X and y on one side. So let's keep working now. We got to play around with this until we get x and y on one side. So here we go. Let's bring it. And let's bring it over here. So yeah, I'm thinking of bringing it over there, but let's bring it over here. So I have y minus 9, okay, which is equal to 10 over 17 x minus 9. Now I have a fraction, 10 over 17, okay. If you notice, my standard form does not have a fraction at all. A has to be positive and it has to be integers. So A, B, and C have to be integers, which means whole numbers. That's one requirement for standard form. A, B, and C, integers, whole numbers, but the A has to be also positive, okay? So I don't want fractions. To get rid of that fraction, that denominator 17, I can multiply the whole thing by 17, okay? Everything by 17. So 17 times y is going to be 17y minus 17 times 9, that's 90, that's 63, that's negative 153, and I hope I'm doing the math correctly. So 17 times y, 17y, 9 times 17 is 90, and 63, 153, equals 17 times 10 is 170 divided by 17. So let's put it over 1. 17 times 10 is 170. 1 times 17 is 17. If you notice, I'm going to be able to cancel to reduce those 17s. All right? X minus 9. Okay? Just by multiplying times 10 over 17, I don't have to multiply here because this is going to be distributed on the x and minus 9. All right, so let's keep going. 17y minus 153 equals 17. I can reduce by 17 on the bottom, 17 on the top, so I have 10 on the top, x minus 9. Distribute 17y minus, there we go, this is raised right there, minus 153 equals 10 times x, and then 10 times negative 9. All right, looks better now, right? It's a big issue when we have a fraction multiplying. Now, I gotta bring that x on this side, I gotta bring that 153 on the other side. So first, let's get rid of the 10x. Minus 10x, oh, minus 10x. Not because I'm writing underneath, that means they're like terms, okay? Remember, I want x and then y. So that 10x has to go first. So let me write negative 10x plus 17y minus 153 equals negative 90. Wow, big process. And I'm getting closer. I have x and y on one side, but I don't want them with that 153. How can I cancel the 153? I gotta add 153. 153, so that's gonna cancel out. And I'm gonna have negative 10x plus 17y equals, that's gonna give me 63. Okay, almost done. I have x and y on one side. What's happening? Can my can the value of x, which is the a, be negative? No, it cannot be negative. That has to be positive. So let me erase over here. Let me erase over here so we can finish our problem over here on the bottom. So, again, requirements for a has to be positive and integer numbers. So let's read right over here. I'm going to have negative 10x plus 17y equals 63. Okay? That value has to be positive, but it has negative. So in order for me to change the sign, the only thing that I have to do is just multiply times -1, nothing else. Whenever I want to change the sign and not the number, I just multiply the -1, the whole equation, and then that will flip my sign. -1 times -10, positive 10x. -1 times 17y, negative times positive, negative. -1 times positive 63, -1 times positive, negative. Here we go. X and y on one side of the equal sign. The value of the leading coefficient, or the coefficient in front of the x, is positive. Therefore, I'm done. And this is my standard form of that equation. Again, I think that's one of the most tricky ones, because you have to do a long process. Okay? But again, be careful with the process. The whole idea is every time they ask you for the standard form, remember, you either start with point slope form or with the slope intercept form. And then throughout algebra steps, okay, you get to the standard form. Be careful with the algebra steps. That's where the mistakes happen. All right? Thank you, and I hope you understand. Please practice and review the video if you need to. Thank you.